In those years, No One Slept, published last year by Broadstone Books out in Kentucky. And I usually write about Romania. I was born and raised in Romania during the Nicolae Ceausescu dictatorship, and so here's some flavor of that. Self-portrait on Independence Boulevard. I lived on Independence Boulevard, Block 44, Stair B, Apartment 31. From the fifth floor window, I could see the bread line snaking down the sidewalk under the young linden trees that cast almost no shadows. There was an alimentare with shelves populated only by countless jars of peach compote and cans of mackerel. Next, the butcher store always closed, and an aprozar where dirty potatoes sprouted eyes in their broken crates. I grew up in that oblique gaze. Across from a garage of rusty public buses and the plant that manufactured concrete wall panels. Here I am, quiet, scrawny, knee-scarred and ponytailed, feet strapped in brown leather and buckles to metal four-wheeled roller skates, gliding in the vast emptiness of Independence Boulevard in my industrial city full of dust, without knowing what lies beyond that horizon of cement, rolling, rolling, rolling at high speed, leaning into the wind. So every summer I went to my grandmother's house in the country, and she grew tomatoes in her garden, and here's a poem titled "We Ate the Ugly Ones." The good ones we picked and handled like eggs, sorted them by size and color, and placed them in rows in wooden crates. The Aztecs called them tomato, fat water with navel, the Italians pomodoro, apple of gold, and the scientists called them by their Latin name Solanum lycopersicum, wolf peach of the sun. My grandmother called the tomatoes platagen. If they were good looking, they were worth more money. Her natty hands, stained green from the sap, used a soft rag to shine each platagen like wiping a child's face. Then nestled it carefully in its tutu of wax paper. We ate the ugly ones, the scratched, the blemished, cracked, spotted, the overripe, the warted ones, tasty, fat from water and summer sun. The days were long, the lines to weigh the small crates longer, the money short. The yellow-green tomatoes went to export and ripened on the way. I wonder if anyone from the West knew when they picked them up from their supermarket shelf, weighing in hand the round red hearts. Did anyone know whose hearts they were, where they came from behind the iron curtain? I wondered if any of the ripe ones for the internal market would land on the dictator's plate. And if it did it bleed a little? Sweet juice under the knife. And then Chernobyl happened. Well, these is Chernobyl days. We heard about it on Radio Free Europe. Weeks later, they distributed at school to each of us 2 small white pills of potassium iodine per day, and wrapped the door handles in gauze moistened with disinfectant. Some of my classmates never took them. Apartment keys tied around their necks. Kids played outside all day as usual. Summer came quickly with no birds. Mom bought us cherries from the market, so rare she couldn't pass them by, and washed them really well. They glistened on the plate.
Yeah.
And I wanna read the poem that won the Pushcart Prize. Because in December 1989, we had the violent revolution that was the only violent regime change in Eastern Europe. And this is in December 1989, I was a student in Bucharest at the time. And this is a poem called Making Sausage in the Time of Revolution. This sausage is best made during martial law. Lights turned off and the window covered with a heavy blanket that lets through the white streaks of the tracers in the night sky. Place a candle in a cup. In its shaky light, we look like ghosts. Think of the ghosts in the streets. Think of the fires on barricades, the only candles these souls will have. On the table, set up the cast iron grinder with its large enameled maw, its helix, gears, and iron clamp. Think of the tanks and armored vehicles advancing like huge night insects, tens of boots grinding the pavement. Start grinding the lean meat and the white belly fat, piece by piece, one red chunk, one white, one red, one white, red, white. Stuff the grinder careful to not catch your fingers. Think of the grinder that smashes students, young men and women shouting Libertate Teubim, Orim Bingem or Murim. Freedom, we love you, we either win or we die. Grind, 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 grind. Stop and listen to explosions and the giddy chatter of the guns. Add salt, pepper to taste, crush cloves of garlic and powder sweet paprika. Taste the tear gas and pepper spray on students' faces. Sink your hands into the meat paste, hungry roots that turn and lift it, turn and lift again until blended and smooth. Add a little bone soup to soften the mix. Think of the water cannons, clotted bodies drenched in cold December. Pull the thin, almost transparent intestine into the machine spout, bunched up white like the stocking of a high school girl. Think of that girl crowned with sniper bullets and start pushing the paste in the machine against the machine. Push, 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 push with the force of a mudslide, its rage and fear and abandon. Push, 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 push until the dawn is born, unrecognizable and wet, and sanitation trucks roll in to wash the blood from the pavement. The candle burns to the bottom, and the only thing that remains is the smoke. So I want to read a poem about when I came to New York City in 1995, and let's find it. Sorry. Well, okay, let me write, I'll read this one, The Hands. Ghostly, vain hands reaching to my dream, are they yours? Are they the smoke exhaled by my best friend in high school who used to go through a pack a day? Or are they my father's labor breaths when he wakes at night and turns on the oxygen machine? My mother's hands hang towels on the clothesline in Romania, and I extend my hands to collect them in New Jersey. Our fingers almost touch over the Atlantic. The towels smell of fog and beat like birds in my arms, and in the night they turn into the hands of my unborn children, the same hands the Black Sea waves for afar, flickering like seagulls on my bedroom ceiling. So I'm asking, are these the hands of death, arranging my pillow with one and holding sharp pruners in the other? At 3 a.m. I'm cutting branches of burning red maple, Acer parmatum, and place them like lives in a vase on the dining room table. And another one for my father. This is a memory based on real facts. Like most of my poems are autobiographical. This is titled Bar Hopping. I wonder if the water in his lungs is salty like the waves lapping at my feet. He once told me if I passed the entrance exam to the university, he'd take me bar hopping. And I laughed. Why would I go bar hopping with my father? I got past the exam and we never went to any bars or to the Black Sea again. Now the sea has come back searching for him. Water climbed into his lungs and the machine pumps oxygen to help him breathe, in and out like the tides. If he were awake, I'd tell him, when you get out of the hospital, I'll take you bar hopping and to the beach again. The sea rolls on the shore, endless hope. Endless, endless, endless.
Yay!
And I'll close with Another poem for my parents. This is climbing. Each year my parents grow smaller summer to summer. They lighten up, climbing into old age like into a tree. Shedding their shoes, coats, hats, shirts, socks, pocket change. Mom's purse, dad's wristwatch, their wedding rings. I wonder if they transfer their weight onto me, if I get heavier year to year, if my words or my dreams get denser, and I carry them slower like rocks or lead in my pockets. My parents get lighter and lighter like birds or balloons, rising into the old age tree until I can't see them any longer. But I know they're still there, climbing, hidden from view among the tall branches. Thank you so much.